Hey guys, here we are again with another story. Today's going to be The Canary Caper from the A to Z Mysteries by Ron Roy. Chapter 1. Dink Duncan opened his front door. His best friend Josh Pinto was standing on the steps. Hi Josh, come in. Come on in. I just finished lunch. Josh hurried past Dink, wiping his forehead. We sure picked the hottest day of the summer to go to the circus. I just took a shower and I'm still hot. Dink grinned. You took a shower? Let's see. That's 2 showers this month, right? Ha ha, very funny, Josh said. He opened the refrigerator door and pulled up his shirt. Oh, that feels good. It won't feel so good if my mom catches you, Dink said. Josh grabbed the apple juice and flopped into a chair. You're funny, but it's too hot to laugh, he said, pouring himself a glass. Where's Ruth Rose? It's almost time to leave. She's waiting next door, Dink said. Dink put his plate in the sink. I have to run up and brush my teeth. Forget your teeth, the circus is waiting. Dink grinned and pointed to a clown-faced cookie jar on the counter. Grab a cookie, I'll be right down. Josh made a beeline for the cookie jar. Take your time brushing, he said. Don't eat all of them, Dink said, leaping up the stairs. Dink, are you running? His mother called. Sorry, Mom. We're in a hurry. Thursday is half-price admission if we get to the circus by 1 o'clock. Dink brushed his teeth, yanked a comb through his blonde hair, then charged back down the stairs. Donald David Duncan, no running in the house, his mother yelled. The phone rang in the kitchen. Got it, Mom. Dink grabbed the phone, watching Josh stuff a whole cookie into his mouth. Hello, Duncan residents. Dink listened, then said, We'll be over in 5 minutes. He hung up. We'll be over where in 5 minutes? Josh asked. Mrs. Davis's house. You know her Canary Mozart? He's escaped. What about the circus? Half price, remember? Asked Josh. Dink shrugged. So we pay full price. Mrs. Davis needs our help. They walked next door to Ruth Rose's house and rang the bell. 4-year-old Nate Hathaway opened the door. He stared at Dink with huge blue eyes. Hi, Natey. Is Ruth Rose nearby? Nate's lips, cheeks, and t-shirt were smeared with chocolate. He was holding a raggedy, stuffed dinosaur. She's up here, Nate said with a full mouth. She's what? Dink laughed. Ruth Rose showed up behind Nate. Mom, we're leaving now, she screamed into the house. Josh clapped both hands over his ears. Ruth Rose, you should get a job as a car salesman. Then you could yell all day and get paid for it. Ruth Rose stepped outside and closed the door. You know perfectly well I'm going to be president, she said sweetly. And it sells woman, Josh. Ruth Rose liked to dress in one color. Today it was purple, from her sneakers to the headband holding back her black curls. While they walked down Woody Street, Dink told Ruth Rose about Mrs. Davis's missing canary. Mozart got out of his cage, Ruth Rose said. I hope he doesn't fly over here. Tiger could swallow a canary in one bite. Your fat cat could swallow a turkey in one bite, Josh said. Ruth Rose rolled her eyes. Tiger is plump, not fat. Ratio, she said. Ms. Davis was standing in the doorway of her large yellow house when they arrived. Thank you all for coming right over, she said. Mrs. Davis held a handkerchief and her eyes were red. I don't know who else to call. We don't mind. What happened to Mozart? Dink said. After breakfast, I hung his cage out back so he could have some fresh air. But when I went to give him his lunch, his cage was empty. I'm sure he's somewhere nearby. Don't worry, Dink said. Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose ran around the backyard. Mozart's cage was hanging in an apple tree. Split up. Check all the bushes and flowers, said Dink. The kids searched every tree, shrub, and flower bed. Mrs. Davis watched from her back porch. Any luck? She asked Dink. He shook his head. I'm afraid not, but we'll keep looking. It's such a beautiful day. I hope you kids have something fun planned. After we find Mozart, we're going to the circus, Dink told her. The circus? Well, please, don't let me stop you. Mozart knows his cage. I'm sure he'll fly home soon, Mrs. Davis said. But Dink could tell that Mrs. Davis wasn't really so sure. Okay, but we'll call you later, he promised. They said goodbye to Mrs. Davis and headed for the high school. The Tinkertown Traveling Circus had set up on the school baseball field the day before and would leave town Monday night. The kids cut through a bunch of circus trailers and trucks on the way to the admissions gate. The sides of the trailers were painted with pictures of clowns, tigers, and elephants. They arrived 5 minutes after 1, but the ticket lady let them in for half price anyway, $1 each. What do we do first? Ruth Rose asked. Let's eat, Josh said. No way. You already had lunch, and you probably gobbled down half my mom's cookies, said Dink. Let's walk around and see what's here. They watched birds do tricks, dogs ride on ponies, and a chimp dressed like Elvis sing into a microphone. They gulped when a tiger trainer put his hand down right inside a tiger's mouth. Guess the tiger's not hungry, Josh said with a grin. In Clown Corner, a clown dressed as a giraffe danced on stilts. He kept time to the music by snapping his yellow suspenders. I have to leave soon, Ruth Rose said after a while. My mom needs me to watch Nate while she goes shopping. The kids left, cutting through the town rose garden to get to Woody Street. Dink snapped his fingers. I just remembered. My mom said I can set up my tent in the backyard. Can you guys get permission to sleep out? No problem for me, Josh said. Nate's never slept in a tent, so I'll bring him, Ruth Rose said. And Tiger, she added sweetly. Your little brother, Josh yelped. Great. We'll have our own circus. A 4-year-old monkey and a man-eating tiger. Ruth Rose laughed. Don't worry. We'll bring our own tent. Dink and Josh dropped Ruth Rose off at her house, then continued on to Dink's. There they went inside and called Mrs. Davis. She says Mozart hasn't come back, Dink told Josh after he'd hung up. While they were pitching Dink's tent, Ruth Rose came over. Nate trailed behind her, dragging his extinct-looking stuffed dinosaur. Hey, where's your man-eating cat? Josh asked. Ruth Rose dropped her tent on the ground. She looked as if she'd just swallowed something nasty. What's the matter, Ruth Rose? Tiger is missing. And my mother says she hasn't been home all day, Ruth Rose said quietly. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to stop for today. It's already getting interesting. 2 missing animals. Where do you think they've gone? I guess we'll have to wait and see. See you tomorrow with another story. Bye.